There's something so authentic and thrilling about stumbling upon a neighborhood watering hole and grabbing a locally crafted drink after a day of exploring and adventuring. Sharing a drink is an age-old tradition that the entire world shares. It's about that moment of settling in to catch up with a friend, rehash your day, make big plans for the future, contemplate the meaning of life, or celebrate, well, just about anything. Whether you're exploring someplace new or adventuring in your own town, these spaces where people come together to clink glasses, share a meal, and take in the atmosphere are a great place to start. Wherever we travel, we've noticed that everyone's looking for something different and has their own ideas about what makes whatever's in their glass the best there is.
Beer is sensory, like super duper sensory. I like to drink porters. It's my favorite beer to drink.
I'm a huge fan of our Hazeway IPA. It's a hazy IPA. It's absolutely delicious.
I love the Bohemian Pilsner. It's a great beer, easy drinking, smooth beer.
I'm all about the vodka soda with lime.
If I'm out, I'm a craft cocktail. That is delicious.
That's a sour one.
That's really good. I like sour. See, listen to you being such a good listener.
In this travel guide, we are excited to share some of our favorite Lancaster County spots with you and a behind-the-scenes look at what sets each of them apart. The Burley bar at Thistle Finch Distillery invites you to a space where nostalgia and libations rule the day.
Have some whiskey.
The bar is located right above the distillery, where you can schedule a tour to nerd out with the expert distillers about the process of how whiskey is made.
For the distillation process, the alcohol boils at a lower boiling point than water does, and with each window that you see, it redistills itself and cleans itself each time a little further and further, and each time it's separating the water and the alcohol to purify it better and better.
We think you'll agree that knowledge is delicious and adds a little something special to the gorgeous craft cocktail you'll have with your dinner. And we definitely recommend staying for dinner. The chefs at the Burley bar have inventive takes on everyday favorites and a simple way of elevating Burley basics to Burley brilliance. Their burger is just inexplicably good.
That might be the most beautiful burger I've ever seen.
Iron Hill Brewery and Restaurant is a craft brewery and scratch kitchen where just about everything is done in-house. The beer is brewed a few feet from your table by brewers who are even more passionate about making beer than you are about drinking it.
Porter is my favorite beer. It's my favorite style. Porters and stouts I tend to drink, but when I'm brewing, I will brew a lager as my favorite beer because lagers are so subtle and so nuanced. When it's excellent, it's my crowning moment. It's my highest of achievements. I'm like, yes, I nailed that beer. Especially when it's a signature beer like Vienna Red Lager, which is an award-winning beer for us many times over.
We love Iron Hill for their expansive menu. Not sure where to start on the food menu? 2 words: cheesesteak, egg rolls. And the ranch dressing has IPA added, so pairing your beer and your food is a no-brainer. Wyndridge Farm and Downtown Tasting Room offer two very different venues with one very common theme of bringing people together for a great time and delicious local flavor.
At the farm, you can celebrate really big moments like weddings, anniversaries. We invite people in to do that. And here in Lancaster at the tasting room, it's the same thing. You invite your friend down for happy hour to talk about your week or your kids or things that might be going on in the community. And we want to be a place where the community gets to gather and do those things, both here in Lancaster as well as at the farm in York.
At the farm, there are sprawling green places, stunning event spaces, live music, and special events. There's a scratch kitchen with a seasonally changing menu that complements the cider, beer, sparkling wines, and small batch sodas that Wyndridge is known for. The tasting room downtown takes that same celebratory vibe to the city for everyday celebrations and gathering with loved ones. It's the perfect spot for escaping together at the end of the workday or celebrating summer with a rooftop view of the Barnstormer Stadium and summer fireworks. No matter which location you choose, the Brewery fresh, farm-crafted beverages provide the excuse to toast the big and small moments of your one wild and precious life. Wacker Roadhouse brings together beers, burgers, and bikes in a rock and roll setting that is easy and inviting.
We have basically a motorcycle museum. There's a lot of outdoor seating. We have live music. We do a lot of charity events with Harley Davidson, and we have great beer, great food.
Their collaboration with Harley Davidson adds some edge and history to the Roadhouse, with vintage bikes in the restaurant and a showroom of new bikes on property. Smoked meats, seasonal specials, beer-based barbecue sauce, and my favorite fries in the area make this the perfect place to rev up or unwind. A quick drive through the scenic farmlands of Mannheim, Pennsylvania, and you'll find yourself at the sprawling Waltz Estate Winery. This sixth-generation farm seemed from the start to be crying out to be a vineyard.
Choosing the right varieties for the climate here was a big choice for us.
And you couldn't grow these grapes in the surrounding areas. It's the elevation here, the slope, the rocky soil.
We're looking for the unique wines that are special to this place. They're handcrafted, they're grown in smaller quantities with more attention to detail, and you can't duplicate it at another location.
The elevation for grapes is this really important factor. We're at over 600 feet elevation here, and I think site selection, now we realize how important it is.
Feels like the theme that this
it's the site.
land
it's
wanted
the land.
to be made
Yeah.
into a vineyard. Please make wine from us.
Yeah, it definitely does feel that way.
With a continental climate similar to northern Italy and central France, the elevation, climate, soil, airflow, and most importantly, family heritage all come together to make an unforgettable tasting experience that's rich in history, flavor, and family, and makes you feel like you're on vacation or walking in the clouds. So whether you love Merlots or Malbecs, sours or ciders, whiskey or wheat beer, or anything in between, there's a place for you to tip your glass and gather your people and celebrate in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. For more itineraries, day trips, weekend wanderlust, and everyday adventures, follow us everywhere. I hope you're making the most of your one wild and precious now.
delicious. Mad scientist that is almost like a baker, but seeing the potential of also getting buzzed. Yeah, you know, because that is a benefit for sure of beer.